Hope your day was fine. I am fine too. Miss Nanjala here, ready for Act 1, Scene 2. Just a reminder, we are analyzing The Last Laugh by Robinson Ocharo. As usual, let me begin by reminding you the characters that are found in this particular scene. In number 1, we have Mariko. As we said earlier on, Mariko is the self-proclaimed leader of the workers. Then we have the voice and the voices. Both of them belong to the workers. We have Kola. Kola is Orwa's daughter. And we have Oka. Oka is Orwa's son. So those ones are the characters found in this particular scene. Now let me go to the synopsis. You remember when scene 1 was coming to an end, it ended with a song, "When he calls me, I will answer." Answer to the call of my comrade, even if laboring. Now this particular scene is beginning by that particular song, and Mariko is the one who is leading. Now the scene is happening that same day, but afternoon, in a field in the small compound of the health facility. So it's still in that health facility where we had patients queuing in the morning. So this particular scene is still happening in that particular place, and now it's Mariko who is leading in singing. He says, "When he calls me," and the voices respond to the song. Now Mariko addresses these particular workers and he asks them, who is poor? Why is he or she poor? The farm produces 250 liters of milk, but none of us have ever had a drop. We work under 500 orange trees, but none of us has ever tasted an orange. Our children are dying of malnutrition because they are fed on rotten maize and beans throughout the year. Who said slavery was abolished? Was it? And the workers respond, it was not. Mariko goes on to say that it was, but not on Orwa's farm. And now as they are continuing to talk about that, Kola comes in. Kola is Orwa's daughter. Kola is Orwa's daughter. So Kola comes in, and when he comes in, Mariko sends her to go and call his brother. Now the brother is called Oka. Now when Kola is coming in, Mariko says, "Oh, our savior is here." It means they see hope in Kola, and they send Kola to call the brother. So when the brother comes in, together with the sister, they see the workers, they see their condition, and they feel for them. And Kola suggests that they should release them to go and rest and have their freedom. Oka accepts, agrees with her to release the workers. But Mariko reminds Oka that the father may end up even disowning him. But we see Oka saying that he's ready for anything, and so he releases the workers. When the workers are released, they cannot even believe that they have been released. That is why they ask, "Free? Free? Free?" And Oka say, "Yes, free, go." And Mariko insists, "Let us go." You heard what he said. And now when the workers are leaving, they leave the stage with a song. The song is, I don't know the tune, but the words are shughuli kwa mzee ni mateso o, shughuli kwa mzee ni mateso o, kwa mzee o, kwa mzee o. So that marks the end of this particular scene. Now as usual, we go straight to the setting. What is the setting of this particular scene? And I said setting means place and time where the events are taking place. Number 1, it is in the afternoon, that is time, and where? In a field in the small compound of the health facility. So that is the scene. Now I go straight to the themes, and number 1 theme is poverty in this particular scene. We can get poverty in our children are dying of malnutrition. We work under 500 orange trees, but none of us have ever tasted an orange. That is on page 5. We can also get poverty in where the woman is addressing Oka, and he's telling Oka, "My problem, okay, does your father know what it means to sleep under an old leaking roof and have only this to clothe oneself? It means the woman only has those clothes, and also the housing that they're living in, the roofs are leaking. Does your mother know what it means for a child to sleep on an empty stomach? It means even they sleep hungry at times. So that brings in the theme of poverty. Then we have the theme of slavery. Slavery is where one work but they are not paid, and they also work under very harsh conditions. We can get that on page 5, when Mariko is asking who said slavery was abolished. Was it? And the voices say it was not. Then Mariko says yes it was, but not on Orwa's farm. It means in Orwa's farm there is still slavery, so slavery was not abolished in that particular place. Then we have the theme of hope. When they see Kola coming on page 6, Mariko says, oh, our savior is here. It means by the presence of Kola, these workers believe that there might be a solution, hence the theme of hope. My next theme is pain and suffering. Pain and suffering. On page 7, by what this woman is saying. He's saying, my problem, okay, does your father know what it means to sleep under an old-leaking roof and have only this to clothe oneself? Does your father know what it means for a child to sleep on an empty stomach that roars like a threatened lion? Now, and then there is this old man who is saying, mine is hope that my African curse will hold and the poor man's prayer be heard. These people, it means that these people are going through a lot of pain and suffering, hence the theme. Then we have the theme of social class. Of course, yes, then again through those questions, does your mother know? Does your father know? It means they are in a different class. That is why they don't know. So we have the rich and the poor in this particular society. So the rich includes Orwa and his family, and the poor includes the workers. Then we have the theme of sickness. As you can see, we have this particular old man who is sick on page 6. Okay, there is this particular old man who is very sick. She look, and also there is look at the conditions of these workers. How can father do this to fellow beings? Now you what could be troubling you? Yes, so these people, some of them are sick and they cannot even attend to themselves, hence the theme of sickness. Then we have the theme of freedom. Of course, freedom comes in when on page 9, when they say free, and Oka says yes, free, go. Then Mariko says, let us go. You heard what he said. These people have been freed. So we have the theme of freedom. Let me move on to stylistic devices. And number 1, I start with the use of songs. The scene begins with a song. When he calls me, I will answer. The scene ends with a song. Shughuli kwa mzee ni mateso, or it is also a song. Then we have use of rhetorical questions. We can get that on page 6, where Kola is asking, oh my God, are these the workers who also had on our farm? Why are you here and what is the problem? That is a rhetorical questions. So, and we have also others. So we have the use of rhetorical questions that are not answered. Then we have the local dialect, use of local dialect. Local dialect is inserting a different language that is not the language that has been written inside a set of literature. For example, the last laugh has been written in English, but there is this song that has been written in Kiswahili. So shughuli kamzeni mateso, or is use of a local dialect since it is Kiswahili inside this piece of writing that has been written in English. Now, I want to go now to the character traits, and number 1, I start with Mariko. And number 1, we say Mariko is caring. Mariko is caring because on page 8, when Kola is saying, we better release these people now, brother, Mariko says, no, your cruel father will disown you or do something worse. Mariko is still caring for Oka and Kola, even though they are children of the boss who is putting them in such bad condition. He still cares for them. And also Mariko cares for other workers. You can see he's speaking on behalf of them. saying what they are going through and fighting for their freedom. That makes him a caring person. Number 2, Mariko is an activist. Just a reminder, an activist is a person who fights for the rights of others. In this case, Mariko is fighting for the rights of these particular workers, so that makes him an activist. And then we have Orwa. Orwa is inhuman. Why is Orwa inhuman? On page 5, it is said, our children are dying of malnutrition because they are fed on rotten maize and beans throughout the year. Who said slavery was abolished? Now you can imagine these particular workers who are working. The farm produces 250 liters of milk, but none of us have ever had a drop. You cannot be having workers on the farm, they work and they are producing such kind of milk, the quantity, and they cannot even taste. That makes Orwa inhuman. And again, according to the treatments here, who said slavery was abolished, it means the workers under Orwa's farm are slaves, so that qualifies the theme of slavery. Then we have that qualifies him to be inhuman, I mean. So then we have Oka, and we say Oka is courageous. Oka is courageous because, as you can see, he is daring. Imagine releasing these workers, and as you have just heard on page 8, no, your cruel father will disown you or do something worse. It means the father can do anything, but this is what Oka says. I am ready for anything good or bad. That makes him very courageous, and it also makes him human, like I can feel on behalf of other people. And then we have Kola. We can also say Kola is caring. She's the one who suggests to release the workers because she feels for them and knows that what is happening is not right. So she comes in with the idea to free the workers, which happens. Yes, so that marks the end of this particular scene. In case of any question, feel free to ask there at the comment section, and don't forget to like, comment, share, because Act 2 is coming soon. Bye.